What's up, One on Hip Hop? It's me, Jamel Lamar. Welcome, welcome. Now today I'm sitting with Mr. Darnell White, the owner, founder, and am I saying that right?
Yeah, co-owner.
Co-owner, co-founder of one of fashion's, and can I say this, hip hop fashion? Can I say that? Is that hip hop fashion? One of upcoming brands called Heron Couture. So now, thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate you. Now, I'm from BK, Best Side Do or Die, and for us, when it comes to hip hop, you always gotta be fresh. Now, I've caught your brand on actually a few celebrities, but I guess while primary scene was just through IG and just seeing a lot of the pictures of and just like the whole movement. But how did Haran just, well, first of all, how did you come with that name, Heron Couture?
Well, my partner actually came up with it.
Okay.
It's Heron. It's like the Greek word for hero.
Okay.
So that's really what it derived from.
Okay.
And a lot of our fashion when we first came out was based on a lot of those. Like we did a lot of the statues from Paris, and we did the Eiffel Tower, and we did a lot of the old Greek artwork. We used a lot of that in our fashion when we first came in the door. So that's what it was from, just hero.
And that's one thing I noticed. Like it's as hip hop as it is, and I mean it's really like crazy, but it's so much. It's just like so artistic. It's just like almost so to a certain extent you could say it's blindly beautiful. And it's just like piece you got right now. Like when you first look at it, you see loser, but then it's like you blink lover. It's like and that's what hip hop is known, taking one thing that maybe looked at in another negative fashion, and then it's just flipped to something beautiful or strong or maybe even positive.
Right.
So it's like and that's what I see with a lot of the designs you guys do. I would have to say, what was like when you first started? What was some of the things that I guess you aspired, or even something that you was like, yeah, we got to do this, but you was like, how? Like what was the struggle like?
For me, when I first started this particular brand, it really wasn't the how, because I have a lot of experience in fashion already, like dealing with clothing stores, back as early as like 2006. So it wasn't really the how, but I just wanted to make sure I brought out something that was crisp, clean, that really represented kind of the idea, what we wanted to wear every day.
Yeah.
A lot of people make all these great sneakers and they run to the stores to get these sneakers, but all these major brands are making shirts that I don't even know how they expect to kind of go with it. So we wanted to kind of make something that wasn't as expensive as let's just say Alexander McQueen or Gucci, but still looked great and still actually went with the sneakers that they're making that everybody loves.
So something that's comfortable, but it's just like wow,
Right.
like I've never seen that before.
Right. The stuff that they don't do, we push the button. We'll even take some of their ideas and kind of flip it into, like we did the Mona Lisa, we wrapped it with Gucci. Stuff like that. Just pushing the button so that you can have things to wear with those sneakers. You don't have to pay as much. And we're making it doper than most of the brands are doing it themselves.
What's the I'm looking for the right word, but what's the impression, or rather, what's the influence that you guys look to do with? And I'm trying to say, I keep saying Heron. I gotta get the Heron.
That's what
with Heron. With like, what's the impression that you guys are looking to bring with hip hop to hip hop or presence?
Well, that you can still be clean. You can still be clean without being baggy. Without being oversized. Just that clean look to it. So that's all we want to do. Just be clean. We want to make sure that we're going, aligning with fashion as a whole, but we also want to put our own little spin on it. What we think that it should look like. So a lot of stuff is just coming from our perspective. What we would want to wear with our sneakers, or what we want to wear with our coat that we're getting from some of the top brands at the moment.
What would you say are and there's a lot of different when it comes to fashion influences. So, and of course, I mean, definitely one of the influences for you guys is hip hop and the Roman mythology. What would you say other than those two are some other influences that comes to your style?
Well, I mean, some other influences. Music is definitely one. I mean, sneakers is kind of a major one for us. You know, kind of going off of what people want. Like I said, that's kind of like the basis of everything. People take their sneakers and they buy clothes to match their sneakers. That's like number one. Yeah. So that's number one for us. We pay very close attention to that. And just like I said, personal preference, what we want to see. Like growing up in the '80s, I didn't live the era of Dapper Dan. I wasn't able to dress in that era. But to look back and to see some of those things happen, and, it was comfortable. I mean, I wasn't into all of the stuff. They had like there was a crop tops in the '70s and stuff. I wasn't into all that. But there are things in hip hop that kind of like we go back to and reference to in our fashion. So just overall,
All right. So with like you just said that with like one of the influences you guys is footwear, sneakers, maybe shoes. I mean, because we do both men and women. So have you guys ever done any or thought of any partnerships with any sneaker brands? I do. When I'm doing IG, I do see the outfits with the sneakers, and I'm like, oh damn, that's that. I need to go get those sneakers and that. Like it's just like a 1-2 connection. So have you guys ever thought of it, or is this something that's just like, all right, well, no, we just gonna.
That's kind of my end of the business. My partner, he's mostly designing, and I give a lot of careful thought to what we do, who we collaborate with as far as, and that sneakers right now, but just what stores that we're going to, or, I'm kind of trying to protect our baby right now. Okay. And the main thing that I'm thinking of is maybe that's down the line, but right now we need to get in-house together first. I need to make sure that I'm delivering orders to people and satisfying them and making sure everything is streamlined with my own business before I can really collaborate with anybody right now. So getting us to the place where we're successful and it's kind of a fine oiled machine is what I'm working on. So right now, collaborations is not really what I'm really looking to do at this very moment. And not to say if, Bloomingdale's came and said, hey, come in, I want to do 100,000 pieces, do something for us, we would do that.
And I could definitely dig it.
So Bloomingdale's, we would do it. But other than that, though, we're just trying to make sure that we have everything together. Because I noticed that a lot of people don't have their business down packed, and then they jump into something it doesn't work well, or their brand is just a momentarily, hot items or a hot thing, and then they fade away.
What will be some advice to maybe some up and coming young designers or somebody who's building a fashion, they're following your lead, like you handling the business and your partner, he handles more of the designing and stuff. Like what would be some advice for somebody that's just looking, a high school student, college student, and they say I want to build my own fashion brand? What would kind of be some advice you could tell them?
One day I was driving in Soho with a friend and we ran into Russell Simmons. And it's crazy, I like to reference this a lot because he took the time to kind of like lean on my car window on a passenger side. Yeah. And I asked him the same question you asking me. Cause you get somebody like that, like a mogul like that. Yeah. You kind of want to just get everything from him in 2 seconds if you can. Yeah. And what he said to me is when you start doing something, don't stop. Like stay at it. A lot of people start things, or have the idea to do things, but they don't really approach that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be it for you. Like as far as, I'm dropping out of college, or I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just gonna focus on this and put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not saying necessarily do that, but I am saying that at every junction in your life, keep that at the forefront of it because it's really what you truly love and want to do. So that's the first thing. Second thing is stop letting small things hold you back. People spend 10 years just trying to come up with a name. You know what I mean? And it's intimidating. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's intimidating to find somebody to build a website. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds so basic for some, but it's really intimidating to just approach business like that. It's intimidating to go to the city and find fabrics and, some people don't even want, they're so selfish that they don't want to bring anybody in on the idea or talk to them about it. It's all been done before. So I just feel like just approach it every day. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you don't let it intimidate you. You know, make sure that you don't let little things hold you back from it. You know, like just like I said, simple things. Like you're deciding a name for 5 years. Like, oh, this doesn't sound good. What the hell is a Gucci? What's a Poochie? I mean, you know, what are these names that these people? You know, it doesn't mean anything. Nike, whatever how they pronounce it. Or Adidas. These names are not names that are catchy. They made it catchy to us. You know what I mean? Coca-Cola and Sprite, they made it catchy. So don't spend time on those things. You know,
but on hip hop, you gotta build.
right. Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You know, take your money, invest it. You know, and work slowly and tap into your resources that's around you. Everybody wants to, like right now. You want to open up a Thai restaurant. My dream is to open up Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's.
Yeah.
You don't have no franchise owners in your family. You don't have franchise owners that you have access to. You do have the web, and you should always do your research. But if you got a cousin who has a tape player, and you got a homeboy, not a tape player, but maybe like some studio equipment.
Yeah.
You got a homeboy who raps. Oh shit, a job in between that is a manager. A job in between that is, you know, you can cut the deal between the two. You know what I mean? There's things to start business from it. Then when you get that money, you take that and you can be creative.
Yeah.
So everything is not always the business you have in front of your face. There's other conduits to get the money to do and fund and fuel what you want to do. Not necessarily just like getting a whole bunch of money and just jumping into something. Sometimes you have access. Like I have access to, you know, I always felt like if I'm gonna do clothes, like I have machines. I got screen printing machines. Okay. I also have a direct garment printer. It's 30 grand. You know. I also have vinyl machines and printers and heat press. I own those things for myself because at the end of the day, if you are going to do something, you should have the ability to make it. That's how I feel. So, like I said, it's just sticking to what it is that you want to do. It's the best advice I can give, and definitely tapping into the resources that you have around you. You know what I mean? You got a homeboy, you want to start a magazine, grab your guy with the camera equipment, and then, you know, you guys make a marriage.
Exactly.
That's how
exactly.
So
now, with fashion, you know, there's a stereotype. Me personally, I kind of can't stand the stereotype, but it's like, you know, fashion is owned and ran by, you know, and I'm trying to be very politically correct in saying this because, you know what I mean, but it's still something I hear often. But it's like, you know, oh well, you know, the women or homosexuals, and me, it's like that's not true. You know, it's not. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Right.
But for you being in this industry, do you ever see that there like the industry is owned by one type of people or culture?
Well, listen, there's gatekeepers in every industry. You know what I'm saying? In fashion, you have some top brands that's always there. They're always on Bloomingdale's floor, so they control that, you know. But there's several lanes, so we're making our own. That's part of this conversation that we're having right now. It's just us making our own lane. We talking to someone who looks like me, who's from where I'm from. You get what I'm trying to say? And we're talking. You're helping me out as putting us out there, and I may be helping you out with your magazine. I hope. Yeah, I mean, you know, or your website. I hope. But
you helping everybody get fresh.
All right. So, but it's important that these lanes are created and these conversations are had, so that we can make sure that there are other conduits for our people to get in. You know, so that's it. That we're actually laying this is the track work right now that we're laying right now as we speak to get there. You know, but I do say that there are gatekeepers and there are brands. There's popular brands that's out there. There are these production companies and these people who manufacture goods, and they do it for a lot of different brands. So I could say that a lot of people control. Are they necessarily white, green, orange, homosexual? I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because if you spend so much time worrying about who's getting the money, then how do you spend any time trying to get it yourself? So I don't really pay too much attention to that. This is a lucrative business for me. I can say that. I can say that I have earned up and a down on it. I'm not in a negative every month. I'm not operating at a negative. So I can't say that that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that they're holding anybody back because I'm in the green. You know.
I can dig it. I can dig it.